Hello and welcome to Tempo Storm's Top 5. Today we are going to look at some of the most underestimated cards from the Whispers of the Old Gods expansion. Let's get started. Tempo Storm's number 5 most underestimated Old Gods card is Blood to Ichor. At first, there was some skepticism about the impact that 2/2 minion would have when combined with the condition that the damage couldn't land a killing blow to summon the slime. As we've seen though, Blood to Ichor is an amazing tempo card that performs particularly well against early 4 health minions like Totem Golem when combined with Fiery War Axe. In addition, Blood to Ichor has become a powerful execute activator, one that also allows players to draw a card with Acolyte of Pain in times of need. In those cases, an extra 2/2 contributes to the overall board presence of a warrior in a substantial way. Taking the number 4 spot is Kabbalist's Tome. From a deck builder's perspective, the 5-mana spell was initially deemed as being too slow and lacked an immediate effect on the board. However, the standard version of Tempo Mage sports a copy and provides the deck with extra fuel to stay in control of the board. The spells you get from this card give you options for both removal and card draw, while contributing to Flamewaker's powerful ability and providing 4 spells for Yogg-Saron. All in all, Kabbalist's Tome provides Tempo Mage with a powerful and synergistic punch for the late game. Next on the list is Fandral Staghelm. The legendary druid minion was initially brushed off as inconsequential because the choose one effects were not seen as being strong enough for their high mana costs. However, by including powerful cards like Raven Idol, Living Roots, Wrath, Power of the Wild, and Nourish, Fandral Staghelm became a powerhouse card. For example, being able to deal 4 damage to a minion and draw a card with Wrath in one swing is extremely powerful. Fandral of course relies on the strength of its accompanying cards, but right now, the current set of choose one cards fit into many of the druid decks. There were some who denounced Darkshire Councilman as being too slow and weak, but if you've played against a Zeus-style deck since Standard came out, you already know that those predictions were wrong. Its initial 1/5 stats aren't threatening on their own, but Zeus' affinity for summoning lots of cheap minions causes the Councilman's attack power to reach ridiculous levels very fast. Its ever-growing attack, beefy 5 health stat line, and the combined pressure of dealing with all of the other minions on the board brings the Councilman to number 2 on our list. Taking the number 1 spot on our top 5 most underestimated cards in the Whispers of the Old Gods set is Yogg-Saron, Hope's End. When Blizzard first announced this card, most players were nervous about Yogg-Saron casting Pyroblast at their own hero, clearing their own board, and sabotaging the game in their opponent's favor. However, statistical analysis has demonstrated that Yogg-Saron will typically draw you cards, clear your opponent's board, and sometimes bolster your own board instead of killing you. Of course, there is some variance to Yogg-Saron, but most of the time, this old god will swing the game in your favor. Yogg-Saron can be found in many tier 1 and 2 decks on the meta snapshot, and for good reason, since it can and will win games for you more often than not. That's all for this Tempo Storm Top 5. Be sure to check out our deck introductions and weekly meta snapshot breakdowns for all your constructed Hearthstone needs. See you soon.
In Hearthstone's history, the standard format has naturally tuned the mid-range hunter decks in a variety of ways, including the removal of sticky death rattle minions from the archetype.